Hello, everybody. I'm Gzacho from Ethiopia. I'd like to present the second paper which has been submitted for the Cell Congress, abstract number 825, entitled On Assessment of Physico-Chemical Properties and Capture Fishery Cage Culture Activity in Koga Reservoir, West Gojam, Ethiopia. I'm currently a student at Addis Ababa University. I would like to thank all the cell members, participants, and the Congress organizers for giving this wonderful chance. Outline of my presentation: introduction, method, result, discussion, and conclusion and recommendation. Hope most of you know about Ethiopia, which is the country located in the eastern Horn of Africa. It is known as the water tower of northeastern Africa because of its abundant water resource. The country has huge water resource. That's why the country is known as water tower of northeastern Africa. More than 13 small lakes, which estimated area coverage more than 7,740 kilometer square area. Large and small river basin, including the Abai River, the foundation or the longest river in the world, Nile River. Foundation is Lake Tana from Ethiopia. The name is called Abai River, including this river, more than 8,065 kilometers long, available in the country. Several artificial and natural reservoirs, more than 4,450 kilometer area square. This much of water resources available in Ethiopia, both Lontic and Lentic ecosystem. More than 85% of the Nile River water originates in Ethiopia. Although Ethiopia is endued with huge aquatic resource, fishery potential is not well explored and utilized. Due to have different factors, either governmental policies, due to less educated and traditional cultural trend of the society. Based on the preliminary empirical model study, the potential fish yield of the country of the Ethiopia were estimated using different empirical models from lentic ecosystem, lakes, and reservoir. The country has more than has a potential of 73,100 ton per year, and from lotic ecosystem, estimated at 21,400 tons per year. Total country fishery potential estimated around 94,500 tons per year, according to Gashow, Tesfaye, and Wolf 2040. Reservoirs potential water body for the development of fishery in Ethiopia as well as in globally. Instead, cage culture farming reservoir is another method of fish production method. There is a initiation to start a cage culture farm in Ethiopia. Some studies reported that cage culture was a successful type of fish farming method in Ethiopia. However, detailed study in fish production potential of reservoirs, cage culture, and integration use of fishery with irrigation is scarce in the country. So this study was aimed to analyze and measure some physico-chemical property of the reservoir water quality, which are in line with the aquaculture fishery or not. Another objective was assess reservoir fishery challenges and opportunity. In addition to natural fisheries, reservoir fisheries, there was instilled a cage culture, but there was not. This study indicates that which major challenges and opportunities were in the cage culture activity at the Koga Reservoir. Determine reservoir fish production potential using empirical models. These are some of the objectives under this study. Study site descriptions. Gilgal Abai River is ahead of Blue Nile River. I think the Blue Nile River is one of the largest river in the world tributary. Nile River in the world, the longest river in the world. The foundation of Blue Nile is Lake Tana. From a small rivers, tributary rivers of Lake Tana, which named as Gilgal Abai River, which is entered to the lake, tributary of the Lake Tana. So Koga Reservoir is located in Gilgal Abai River. Gilgal Abai River. Koga Irrigation Reservoir is located within Gilgal Abai River, Ethiopia. Here is a picture shows the reservoir. When I come to the meter section, also sampling technique, 4 main sampling sites were selected purposefully for measuring the water quality of the reservoir. The outlet side, left side, right side, and pelagic zone were selected purposefully for taking water samples, and also to determine fishing activities and fishery resources, and also fish potential and challenges during fishing activities. We used 5 fishermen were selected purposefully and face-to-face interview and group discussion to determine the reservoir fishery potentials and the related activities. This picture shows during sampling period, the water was highly turbid during rainy season. This is the collected sample for laboratory analysis. In situ measurement of physicochemical properties, temperature, pH, conductivity, total dissolved solid, and dissolved oxygen were measured in situ using portable multimeter, instrument Banti 900P model. Nutrient load of reservoir water were analyzed using photometer model 7100. A different plan test which followed APH standard. We used to analyze phosphate, nitrate, and ammonia, nitrate, and sulfate. We have used different empirical model to estimate the reservoir fish potential. Most of the tropical reservoirs which has no full fisheries, fishery independent and fishery dependent data, empirical models are more applicable. So empirical models, there are 4 different models used to estimate the reservoir fish potential. Here, result in discussion section, almost except total dissolved solid, the whole physicochemical parameters showed non-significant difference. It may be due to the reservoirs is small and the water can easily exchange due to flooding and wave. So the study confirmed the presence of high turbidity, 88.5 FPTU. It may be due to the presence of high amount of suspended material, as we said, dissolved chemicals that arise from reservoir upper catchment. Dissolved oxygen was lower. It may be indicate less biomass of primary produce due to high turbidity. That means less amount of primary producers may be available in the water, which indicates less dissolved oxygen in the reservoir. Except high turbidity, reservoir water is under range of unintended use of water, irrigation, fish, and drinking water. Similar finding Garay reservoir were also reported by Bram Mohammed. Similarly, another important parameters in nutrient level of the reservoir were not show significant difference among sampling sites, may be due to have the presence of high flooding, as I mentioned before. Almost sulfate, phosphate, nitrates, ammonia, ammonium, and nitrates all showed non-significant difference from the 4 sampling sites in the reservoir. Nutrients in the reservoir showed medium concentration, but sulfate was found in the wide range of concentration, ranging from 46 to 103 milligram per liter. Moreover, nitrate was also found in a high concentration, which may be come from leaching and runoff nitrophosphate and sulfate fertilized from nearby farmlands. The area basically covered by more agricultural farmlands. The farmers used inorganic and organic fertilizer during runoff. A lot of fertilizers or a lot of nutrient-enriched soils directly enter to the reservoirs. That's why most of the nutrients in the reservoirs at high range, while it's not much toxic for fish production. Reservoir fish yield potential estimation is empirical model. Using empirical model, the estimated potential yield of this reservoir, the study reservoir, 104.85 ton per year. This much of fish potential may be explored or produced from the reservoirs. The status fish production in fishing practice at Koga Reservoir, another objective to assess the given reservoir fish production status. According to the response of fishery export, more than 30,500 Nile tilapia finger were stocked during fishing activity in the reservoir. There is only one fisherman cooperative, which is named this Fauna Fisherman Cooperative is established fisherman cooperative. During established, the cooperative has more than 16 members. that most members are leaving the cooperative due to decline fish production and other personnel case. Now only 30 male and 1 female active were active during this conduct this research. The fish productions during 2010, 2011, and 2012. Actually, this is in Ethiopian calendar. The reservoir fish production showed a decline trend, might be due to overexploitation, increased illegal fishermen. Numerous juvenile fish were being damaged when the diversion was opened in October for irrigation purpose. This is directly we have got the information from fishermen about the juvenile fish impact due to the irrigation diversion. Reservoir fishery activities. Reservoir fishery managed by closed fishing season. The dominant species was Nile tilapia, followed by catfish, Reservoirs. Nile tilapia covered 2/3 of the total catch of the composition. During conduct this study, after the COVID-19 finding, the price has declined from 14 per kilogram to 51 per kilogram due to misunderstanding by the consumers that fish may transfer the virus. Fortunately, this study was conducted during the outbreak of COVID-19. The current state of commercial cage culture in the Oga Reservoir. The cage farm has 3 specific sites: indoor hatchery site, outdoor breeding concrete pond, and cage culture in the reservoir. So indoor site is the main hatchery center for incubation and fry production, then transport to in the reservoir concrete, installed concrete cage culture. Outdoor concrete ponds used to harvest fertilized egg by rearing matured male and female, and then the produced egg can be easily transferred into the indoor site. Then it's hatched after a certain days. The incubated egg and fry will add or transport to the reservoir for production purpose. Fertilized egg were collected once per month from each concrete pond. This is how cage culture installation process is. Indoor hatchery site incubation. This is outdoor mature male and female proportionally stocked in this. Then finally transport to the cage in the reservoir. The size of the cage varies from 25 meters to 200 meters. The number of stocking fish fingerlings per cage was estimated 30,000 up to 4,000, but the survival was lower. Overall, culture system is more intensive and expensive, and more than 50 permanent and 60 temporary workers were employed as a cage farm. However, currently this cage culture was not sustainable due to different environmental and management problems. Cage culture in general, they faced water temperature fluctuation, decline dissolved oxygen, decline water volume during dry season due to over abstraction of irrigation, and less fish growth, conflicts between cage farm and fishermen. Poor infrastructure such as electricity, lack of quality extruded fish feed at an affordable price, and lack of access to export to higher value markets. These are some of the challenges of the cage culture were identified during our assessment. A reservoir fishery has contributed to create job opportunity for security, while it's not sustainable due to different factors. Commercial cage culture is an alternative method of reservoir fishery. Detailed studies are recommended on regular stock and assessment, monitoring, evaluating reservoir fish production status. Governmental attention is needed to integrate development fish and crop through stock enhancement in irrigation reserves. Thank you very much.